Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jim Prusak from the Pain PT. And today I'm just going to pose a question to you guys. How are you handling what's coming up in you? How are you handling what's coming up in you? And this is the question that I like to ask people, ask my clients, something we're working on in the group sessions. Go over that towards the end. But how are you handling what's coming up in you? This is really the crux of our healing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this today. And the first thing we got to see is that we're working with the limbic brain, working with your unconscious or subconscious mind, or you can imagine having in that part of your brain everything's stored in there. It's a library, a catalog of your whole life, which includes your memories, includes your emotions, includes your patterns, includes everything you've learned, everything you know. And that part of your brain works automatically, autonomically, the autonomic nervous system. And so what it does is it kicks out, it produces, it reacts to life. And it can cause a whole bunch of different things, as you guys know. You're getting maybe chronic symptoms, you're getting strong emotions, you're getting weird sensations in your body, you're getting obtrusive thoughts, anxious thoughts, worrisome thoughts, rumination, a whole bunch of stuff, emotions. How are you handling this, guys? The question is, how are you handling this? Now, how you're handling it is basically a response, right? It's secondary. And the reason why I asked this question is because this is how you get better. Okay. You can't stop the limbic brain. You can't stop the unconscious mind, subconscious mind. It's always going to have the first say, and it will for the rest of your life because it's meant to be protective. Okay. It needs to do that in times of threat or danger. It's going to quickly react for your benefit, for your survival. Now, as you guys know, a lot of times it doesn't seem like it's helping us. It doesn't seem like it's acting for our benefit or it's protective. It's a pain in the ass. It's giving us these crazy symptoms and sensations and strong feelings and emotions and crazy thoughts. It's messing with us. It's not helping us. But you got to understand that that brain has been primed. It's been learned from before you were born, basically up to this point. So what you've been through in your life and even before that genetically will shape what's happening now. So just assume that you're never going to stop that. You're never going to stop their primary reaction. You're never going to stop the limbic brain from doing what it's doing. But the way that we teach it, the way that we get it to settle down or work with things is how we handle it, how we handle it on the back end. So when something comes up in you, how quickly do you go into action and handle it in a good way? Now, this is what we're working on in the groups. If you guys want to join, there's a new group starting next month, April, okay, next week. So if you're willing and wanting to join and learn more, I really encourage you because you'll get a deep dive into how to handle this stuff. And I do send out 5 days a week some somatic recordings that you can listen to reinforce and to practice, guys. So this is a practice. Okay. It's not something that you just learn. Okay. It's not just knowledge. It's not just information like reading a book. It's actually putting that into practice. Okay. It'd be like reading a book that says, okay, here's how you play guitar. Here's all the chords. Here's where you put your fingers. And then you got to pick up the guitar and start practicing. Okay. Start playing. Just like a language, you can read and understand the words. Then you got to practice. You got to use the words. So, guys, how you handle it is your practice, is how you deal with, how you respond, you can say, to what's coming up. Viktor Frankl was the famous person who said that your power lies in your response. Okay. And there's that moment, there's that space after the reaction occurs that we want to step in and consciously respond. Okay. So it's a very conscious practice we're doing here. Again, you start to play guitar. It's very conscious in the beginning, isn't it? To put your fingers in the right place. It's very conscious to learn a new language. It's very conscious anytime we do something new. And this is new for a lot of you guys because your unconscious patterns and reactions have been running the show for your entire life. up to this point. They've been kicking in symptoms and emotions and thoughts, behaviors, and you've just been going with it. In fact, you've probably been reinforcing it, not purposely, but reinforcing it through you agreeing with it, you believing it, you encouraging it, you avoiding all these things that we do. So we're going to have an approach here that's helpful. And I've alluded to it in many of my videos in terms of what we want to do. But what you're going to learn from me is how we do that, how we practice that. And that's a skill, okay? And that skill includes terms that we know from psychology, which is called the window of tolerance, affect tolerance, affect labeling, okay, consciously responding, how we approach symptoms, okay? The way that I teach it here is that we're not fixing, we're not treating, we're not trying to get rid of, we're not trying to make go away anything, okay? Especially when it's something that's coming from your brain. It doesn't work, guys. It only works up to a certain point. Okay, you can get a massage, you can have a treatment. Yeah, it's going to help, but does it make it go away for good? Probably not. Okay, because we need to work up at this level and in a way that actually is perceiving what's happening as being completely fine and 100% okay. This is our foundation, and we work off this foundation, and that allows us to work with what's coming up with us in a certain way. Okay, so we got to look at our emotions. Okay, we got to find emotions through our symptoms and treat them that way. We've got to look after central sensitization. We got to look after conditioning, association, patterns. Okay, patterns can be your patterns of thought, personality patterns, things like that. We're looking after all these things, and we are working in a way to get our system to just settle down, calm down, to see these things as being just manifestations from your brain, and that you're actually okay. Okay, you're actually completely okay, completely fine. And actually what's coming up in you is fine as well, because the brain is just producing it. It's not anything wrong in your body when you have a mind-body condition, have a brain and nervous system driven condition, or what we call TMS. It means you're fine. Okay, so we need to teach our brain that. That's the purpose of my training, the purpose of my work with people. If you want to work one-on-one with me, that's great too, because I can dive in and look very specifically up for you, where you're getting stuck, where your roadblocks are, what you can do to recover quicker, okay? Now, with the healing and recovering, there is no timeline. There is no timeline. Nobody's going to tell you how long it's going to take. Just drop it completely, because in a sense, when you have a timeline, what does it mean? It means that there's pressure, number one, and it also means you think something's wrong that you got to fix. Okay. The only thing we're doing again, guys, is it just depends how long it takes for you to teach your brain, your limbic brain, your unconscious mind, that you're okay. That's all this is. Okay. So it's a totally 180-degree approach. We're going to stop doing certain things. We're going to drop a lot of things. Okay. We drop a lot of things, things get better. And we're going to start to do a couple new things, a couple different things that are 180 degrees opposite of what maybe you've been doing. So I encourage you guys, if you want to join the groups, going really well. I feel like there's a lot of value there for you guys to learn in a group setting with recordings, daily recordings. We meet for an hour and a half once a week. It's recorded if you can't make it live, so you'll get that information. Try to share something each week that's pertinent, that's evidence-based, part of the approach. And then we're practicing, guys. We're practicing. We're all moving forward towards healing. If you need more of an individual consultation, you got questions about your condition, that's when you reach out for one-on-one, and we can dive into that. So I just wanted to let you guys know and ask you, how are you handling what's coming up? If you're struggling or you're having a hard time, then please reach out in one of those two ways, either through the groups or one-on-one. My job here as a coach, and somebody who's been through a lot of TMS and brain nervous system stuff myself, is to get you guys on the right track for healing, to give you the approach, to give you the practice, and have you guys carry it out, okay? It's not just intellectual understanding, it's a practice and approach. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.